Hey guys, it's Zach. So, pardon my appearance, but had a snow day today. Like I've said in previous videos, I live in upstate northern New York where the snow is plentiful. I will actually show you guys what it is doing. It was actually rain. We were getting freezing rain earlier, but now it's changed to snow. So this is what it's doing. This video really doesn't do it justice. It doesn't really look that bad, but it's coming out bad. See if I open the door, if it will. If you can see it better. No, not really, but yeah. It's bad. Like, ugh. But I had a snow day today, and I have been very, very lazy. I haven't done anything. The only thing I've done is brush my teeth, put my contacts in. That's it. So I decided that I am gonna do a video about low blood sugars. And I just realized this. I feel like in almost every video I do, I'm wearing this shirt. But anyways, so I'm gonna do a video about low blood sugars. 1 second. Gotta take a drink of my coffee. Gotta put my pinky up because I'm fancy. So anyways, I'm a dork, sorry. So anyways, low blood sugars. They fucking suck. Again, quick disclaimer. Please do not take my videos as medical advice. They are not medical advice. They're just my personal opinion and personal experience. So do not take these as medical advice. I am not a doctor, nor am I a nurse, so do not. So low blood sugars. Oh, and another thing. If you don't like swearing or foul language, you probably should just turn the video off because I swear a lot, so sorry. Anyways, back to low blood sugars. They fucking suck, okay? Low blood sugars are the fucking worst, okay? For all you non-type 1 diabetics out there, low blood sugar is when you have low sugar in your blood. What? I know, right? But, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But the medical term is hypoglycemia, which means you have too little sugar in your system, in your blood. And a low blood sugar for me, I think it's pretty much the same for all type 1 diabetics. I could be wrong about that. Other people's may be a little different, but anything from 70 and below is a low blood sugar for me. And you can pass out with a 70 in the 70s blood sugars. It's happened to me once or twice, but it's not as common. You really for me, like, I guess I should say too, like, now I am hypoglycemic unaware. I have hypoglycemia unawareness. So I no longer feel the symptoms and the signs of my blood sugar being low. I used to always be able to tell when my blood sugar was going low. I could tell when my blood sugar was like 80. I could tell when it was like in the 70s, 60s. I could always tell, but now I can't. I just gotta fix this. 1 second, sorry. Like I said, I'm not a professional YouTuber. Maybe one day if I start getting some subscribers and views, I will be. But I do all this on my phone. And I don't know how to edit or anything, so none of my videos are edited. But I used to always be able to tell when my blood sugar was low, and I can't anymore. I could prick my finger, my sugar could be 42, and I'll feel fine. Like, it's bad, and it's scary. That's why I'm trying to get a Dexcom G6, because I used to, in a previous video, I said I used to be on the Medtronic 670G with the Medtronic sensor, but I'm now on the Omnipod, so I'm waiting to get the Dexcom G6. I've gone through all the steps. Now it's just a waiting game to see when they're going to send it to me and blah, blah, blah. because a CGM, a continuous glucose monitoring system, works very well for me. Like, very well. So, anyways, yeah, low blood sugars suck. Okay. So, some of the signs and symptoms of low blood sugars are you get at least these are for me. Some of them fall for all type 1 diabetics, but we all may have like different ones too as well. But for me at least, the signs and symptoms are I get very pale, I get very quiet. I'm a very talkative, chatty person, and when my blood sugar starts to go low, I don't talk. I just kind of sit there and I don't talk at all. So, pale, quiet, I start to stare off into space. I get very sweaty. I get very shaky. And I feel extremely, extremely tired. And what you do to treat a low blood sugar is give that person something with sugar in it, like juice, peanut butter, milk, even soda. Soda is kind of a quick fix, though. It's fast sugar. So, yes, it will raise your sugar, but it doesn't last for very long. So, what you should do if somebody goes in, somebody you know who's a type 1 goes into a low blood sugar and they cannot, and they kind of have the symptoms, like, because when your blood sugar goes low, your mind gets very hazy and you don't think correctly. The person's speech and stuff may start to become like disorganized and scrambled, and they will sometimes not make sense. And you can also, when your sugar's low, you could go into a seizure or a diabetic coma if it goes low enough and it's not treated quickly. So if somebody you know, or if you're out in public and they have one of these on, the medical alert bracelets. Mine says Zachary type 1 diabetic. And you see these and they pass out or they're acting funny. And they can't answer questions and they're sweaty, shaky. If you can, you could try to prick their finger if you find their system. But if not, give them some juice. Once they become aware again and they are able to talk with you, they need to eat something. Like potatoes or a peanut butter sandwich, just something that will get into their system, that will last in their system. Because like juice and stuff is really good for bringing it up quickly, but it doesn't last in our systems very long. It's like soda. They call it a quick sugar. So like after your sugar's low, you should always eat something so it stays stable and up. And another thing you need to be careful about is not eating or drinking too much, because then what's going to happen is your blood sugar is going to be low. You're going to drink a ton of juice, eat a bunch of sugary stuff, and then your sugar is going to skyrocket. So it's going to spike. And then you'll probably end up having to do a correction or something. And like that's something I had to work on, because like if my sugar was low, I would just eat and eat and eat and drink, and then my sugar would go up to like 400, you know? And like when your sugar's up and down like that, you really feel like fucking shit. So, yeah. So yeah, that's, low blood sugars suck, and I had a period in my life for about a year where my blood sugars were always low. I would pass out multiple times a day, and I finally got on the Medtronic 670G. Well, first I was on the 630G with the sensor, and like that helped a lot. Then I went on the 670G, helped a lot, but I did another video explaining why I'm no longer on the 670G and why I switched to the Omnipod, so you should watch that if you want to know why. But yeah, low blood sugars suck. And a lot of it, too, is it's embarrassing for us. Like, when it happens to me, I know from personal experience that when my sugar goes low, sometimes I do some crazy shit. And I don't even remember me doing it. And when people tell me what I did, I'm embarrassed. And I always, like, one of the things my mom has always told everybody is a way to tell that I'm starting to come out of it and I'm starting to get good is I always start to apologize. Like, if my blood sugar's low and I can't really talk and I'm like kind of like blacked out, my mom always said since I was little, once they start giving me juice and stuff, I start profusely apologizing. I just start going, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I still do that to this day. Like, if I get to that point where I can't treat my sugar and, like, I've kind of blacked out, when I start coming to again, I still to this day profusely apologize. And I tell everybody I do that because when my blood sugar goes low and, like, I'm in that state of mind, I have, like, this overwhelming fear that I did something wrong, that I've done something wrong. And I think that's why when I'm starting to come back to, before I'm fully there, I just start apologizing. But my mom's always told everybody that's when you know he's starting to come back around, because he'll start apologizing. And I still do that to this day. I should start taking, like, write down stuff when I want to do a video. Because I feel like a lot of my videos are just jumbled and all over the place. Because I just think of stuff, I'm like, oh, and then I get off topic and whatever. Like I just did right here. But yeah, low blood sugars are awful. And so, like, just be aware, like, the person may feel embarrassed afterwards, especially, like, if it's happened in a public place or at their work. Like, it happened to me a couple times, or actually a lot, multiple times at work, and, like, I always was just so embarrassed because they would call the ambulance, and then I would have to get taken to the hospital from the ambulance, and it was just embarrassing for me. And, like, you should, like, if a diabetic passes out or blacks out from their sugar going low, you should call an ambulance. Probably that would be what they would want you to do. But I always tell everybody, like, if you can get me to eat and drink, or to drink something, and I come back to, I always say, please, but like I said, my videos, not medical advice, but I always say, please do not call the ambulance. It just embarrasses me more. I always give an example, like, it's kind of like somebody who has epilepsy. You don't have to call an ambulance every time they have a seizure. Like, if my blood sugar goes low and you're able to get me to drink juice and I come back to, like, yeah, I'm gonna feel shitty and crappy, but as long as I come back to and you can get me to, like, drink and stuff, just for me personally, I always say, please do not call an ambulance. Like, it's just unnecessary. Now, on the contrary, if I were passed out and they had to use my glucagon kit, which I've done a video on how to use one, if they had to use my glucagon kit, then that's when I tell them, call the ambulance. Like, if you have to use my glucagon kit, call the ambulance, because something serious could happen if they don't. But if I'm just kind of, like, doing this, like, staring off in the space, sweaty, and I drink some juice, and then I come back to, like, you don't have to. And I always give the example, because, like, I had new TAs in my room this year, so I always try to tell in the beginning of the year, like, what to do if that happens. And I always give the example, I'm like, I know everybody has probably watched the Steel Magnolias movie with Julia Roberts and Sally Fields and Dolly Parton and stuff. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. But I always say, like, just do exactly what they did in that scene and Dolly Parton character's hair salon where Julia Roberts' character's sugar goes low. I'm like, do exactly that. And, like, I love that scene. I don't know why. I'm like, but they did such a good job portraying what happens when a type 1 diabetic sugar goes low. Like, I think Julia Roberts, like, hit the nail on the fucking head with that. Like, she did such a good job. Like, I love that movie. I think I'm probably gonna watch it after this video. But yeah, just be aware, like, if you have a friend or a loved one or just an acquaintance that you know is a type 1 diabetic and they start acting funny, it's probably something to do with their blood sugar. I actually carry this card in my case that I got from Omnipod. It has my PDM and stuff to check my blood sugar. But I carry this card as well. It says, I have diabetes. Call 911 for assistance. Then it says, if I am unconscious or my behavior is peculiar, I may be having a reaction associated with diabetes or its treatments. I am not intoxicated. If I am able to swallow, give me sugar in some form. Juice, candy, non-diet soft drink. And this is good. I carry this right here. I put it right here in this thing. Because they hit the nail on the head. And then on the back, I'm just going to cover some of the information up because it has, like, my address and stuff on it. And I don't want people to see that. But it has, like, personal contact. So I have me, my name, my address, my phone number. And then I have and then it has down below an emergency contact, and I have my boyfriend's name, and then I have my doctor's name down, I have my boyfriend's number, and then my doctor's office's phone number, just in case. But I feel this is a really good thing to have, because when a diabetic's blood sugar, type 1 diabetic's blood sugar does get to a certain point when it's going low, like, we do kind of act like we're drunk or on something, and we're really not. So I carry that everywhere where I go. If we go somewhere, I have that with me just in case, especially when I'm by myself. Like, when my boyfriend or my family member or my friends are with me, they know what to do and what to expect. But if I was by myself, say in Walmart, and my sugar started to go low and I was acting weird, people would just think I was, like, on drugs or drunk or something. They wouldn't know what to do. But if they saw that, they would be like, oh, he has diabetes. Like, okay, and it kind of tells you what to do, which I think is really good. And I also feel that there should be a lot more education out there for type 1 diabetes. So, yeah. But, thanks for watching. I'm actually just thought of, while I was saying that, another video I'm going to do right after this one. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. And, as always, have a fantastic day.